Good afternoon and welcome to the Stenden TV magazine of Thursday, 17th of May. My name is Sanne Lee and I will be your host for today. This afternoon will be all about our 4 topics: behind the song, media news, best of Stenden and off the wall. We'll have a few guests with us who are going to talk about the Central Brew, the International Party, the Talent Night, behind the song, podcasts and Pride Parade. Before we introduce our first guest, we're going to watch a video made by the first year MEM students about the topic Talent Night. The video includes a Stuco member and an interview with an artist.
Talent shows do have a long tradition in the media landscape. The environment of such shows are fascinating people all over the world. American Idol, The Voice or America's Got Talent and their spin-offs in other countries are around for years. In 2018, Stuco organized their own talent night. We would like to take some more time to dig deeper into the Stuco Talent Night 2018.
My name is Nede Bon and I'm 22 years old. I'm from Germany, and together with Victoria I'm the head of event department from Stuco.
Good to know. As a start, what exactly is Stuco?
We are a student organization and bring together students with teachers. Together we're having some little events like the Talent Night.
Yeah, that's what we want to talk about actually. You have the Talent Night in 2018. How did you came up with the idea?
Oh, the idea was there before because we did one last year and it was such a success with M&EM who won there last year that we were thinking, oh, we need to do this again.
What is so fascinating about talent nights?
I think we did a good preparation and everyone knew exactly their role, what they had to do, at what timing. But also we had some amazing stars there. We had a good jury, we had the people that made it special.
I would like to start with a little presentation about yourself, who you are.
Well, basically, my name is Jeff Maduro. I'm from Aruba, and I'm actually pursuing comedy now as a career, studying media entertainment management here at Stenden.
When did you start with a career as a comedian?
Well, the career thing actually started in March of 2017. Basically had some life stuff happening which made me really think about what I wanted to do later in life. And I was just talking to my best friend and we decided to just try it out for one show in Aruba.
Well, let's talk about the Talent Night. Do you think it was a success in total?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the Talent Night itself, basically, I honestly did think it was a success because I was really surprised about the outcome of the artists, like the talent that night itself.
Much for the interview.
Hey, thanks for having me once again. It's always nice to be interviewed, right? I'll also practice.
It is, and I'm positive that I hear from you.
All right.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
I hope you now have an idea how much work is involved in organizing such an event. We are looking forward to the Talent Night 2019.
So our first guest today is Vicky Pommer. At this moment she is Stuco Vice Chairperson and from September on she will be the Chairperson. So Vicky, thank you for being here today.
You're very welcome.
So as we heard in your introduction, you're going to be a Chairperson, but right now you're still Vice Chairperson. So within Stuco, what does that entail about your responsibilities?
Well, my responsibilities are mostly organizational responsibilities, because mainly I take the minutes, I answer emails, I keep track of the hours that people make for their ECs. Yeah, and I just take care of communication between the chairperson and the members. And yes, that's about it.
Okay, so in regard to these events and then especially the Talent Night, how long does it take to prepare an event like this?
Well, for the Talent Night, there were almost every Stuco member was involved in the working group. So we were about 15 people, and it took us about 1.5 months to get to this event together.
So that's pretty long. Are Stuco events usually this big and take that long to prepare?
Well, most of them are. There are bigger events, there are smaller events. We have projects that just run, and yeah, it really depends. But Talent Night is one of our biggest events, I would say.
So do you think that the night was a success?
Oh yeah, it was really a success. I think our acts were amazing, our judges were amazing. We have one here actually. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I totally agree, yeah. My expectations beforehand were different. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but all the acts were, well, actually amazing, and the atmosphere was great, and it was a great honor to be the judge.
That's really
during
nice.
the night, yeah.
So Vicky, you yourself, you were a host. What did you like best about this, and was there anything surprisingly about the evening?
It was just a really great evening, and I was so nervous beforehand, but everything went so smooth and it went really nice, and our acts were amazing. I got to tell a great joke, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, there were no big surprises, which actually surprised me because I was expecting a surprise because I was so nervous. But it was a perfect evening.
And are there any other Stuco events coming up right now that are interesting for our viewers?
Yes, actually we have the big media event on the 31st of May. And then 1 week after we have the final call. So our big last party, and it's going to be awesome.
I hope so. I think a lot of students will be there. So now we continue on to the next topic, which is the podcast. The video includes the process of creating a podcast and its importance in today's media environment.
Hello guys, we're currently at the NHL Stenden and we're going to talk to some students about podcasts. We will ask if they know what a podcast is and if they really like it or not. Let's go! Hey, may I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what a podcast is?
Yes, I do.
Can you explain it really quick?
It's like a radio talk show thing where you listen to different people tell stories.
Exactly. What do you like about podcasts?
They're really relaxing for me and I just listen to them for entertainment.
May I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what a podcast is?
It's like a radio program, right?
Like a radio talk show.
Okay.
Do you listen to podcasts?
Sometimes.
What do you like about them?
I like that I focus on the content more than I focus on the content when I watch a TV show.
Okay.
Because I only listen to it, so I don't really focus on what people look like or on what it,
Very
that kind
interesting.
of thing.
Hello guys, my name is Marcel. We're currently in the Leeuwarden radio studio and we have our editor-in-chief, Arja. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And today we're going to talk about podcasts. The first question I have, what is Omroep Leo?
Well, Omroep actually means broadcasting in Dutch, and Leo is basically an acronym for Leeuwarden and surroundings. So that's where broadcasting Leeuwarden comes from,
so basically like a local radio.
Yeah, we're a local broadcasting of a local news station, exactly, broadcast
Very
station.
nice. The podcasts are currently a really booming field. Do you think it could be like a competitive between normal radio and podcasting?
I think podcast is more of an extension from the traditional broadcasting on the radio. So I think it's more of a new thing rather than. I think it might even replace, the traditional radio platform as we know it. And I think it's also easier because people do not need a whole broadcasting station. They can just do it from home, call someone and have the whole setup, computer and everything, and yeah, it's a done deal. So I think it's more the accessibility of the podcasting as a platform.
Great. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
You really helped. Okay, if I ask you a question like, would you rather listen to radio or to podcast, what would you choose?
For me, I would say it almost depends on the situation because radio is for fun and happy times and podcast is for relaxing, like I said.
I would prefer radio because I like the music better.
I think it depends on what time of the day, on what mood I'm in, but I like listening to both.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for your time and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We will talk with Jeroen Westhoff. He is a teacher here at Stenden and has a lot of knowledge about podcasts. So Jeroen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So about these podcasts, do you think the popularity of these podcasts has grown recently?
Yeah, well, it's not something I know. I read about it, and I learned that this year in America alone, over 112 million people listen to podcasts, which was an increase from over 10%. So it really takes off since a few years.
That's pretty significant, yeah. Is there any reason you can think of why this is happening?
Yeah, like we saw in the video, it's very easy to consume, but they're also very easy to produce. So more and more people who do not have access to a radio show or whatever can make their own radio show or audio episodes about something they want to talk about.
So if someone wants to start their own podcast, what would you give them as a suggestion or recommendation?
Well, first of all, buy proper audio recording gear, because there's nothing worse than listening to a very bad podcast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's about it. And think about what you really like and what you're interested in, and just talk along and try it.
So do you think podcasts are becoming more important than radio?
Well, they have a different aim. I think if you're into the moment, or you just want to find out the news about today, then I think podcasts will not replace radio. But if you want good storytelling, interesting subjects, and more time per subject, then, well, I think then you should really move on to podcasts.
To these podcasts. So do you have any experience yourself with producing a podcast, or do you know the process?
I know a little about the process. I have not produced them myself. I would like to be creating a podcast in the future. But at the moment, our course, MEM, is creating a podcast. Oh. Actually, my colleague Dijke Schultz, our research lecturer, creates a podcast about meaningful communication together with a few students.
That's very interesting, actually. Yeah. So at this moment, do you have a favorite podcast you listen to?
Yeah, well, I'm actually interested in everything history related. Mm-hmm. So I listen to podcasts like Slow Burn, which is about Watergate. Mm. I listen to the history of England, the history of America, of China, whatever. All histories are interesting to me. So yeah, I'm at the moment subscribed to about 20 podcasts, which I listen to regularly.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much. And the next item is about the Leeuwarden Pride Parade. We wanted to make a video with an interview of the General Director of Leeuwarden Studiestad, and he will give an inside look into the festival and its organization.
Hey MEM students, we're Team Off the Wall, and today we're gonna inform you about the coolest upcoming events in Leeuwarden. Come and join me. Wow, this looks really cool. Let's check it out.
I'm sitting here in front of Leeuwarden Studiestad, the organizer of the Pride. In order to get to know more about this event, I'm going to interview the General Director Frank Scheur.
My name is Frank Schreur. I'm the Managing Director of Leeuwarden Student City. Leeuwarden Student City is an organization its task it is to make it for students more fun to stay and live in Leeuwarden. So we organize all kinds of events, introduction events, culture, but also the pride. We think it's okay to be yourself, and it doesn't matter if you are gay or straight or otherwise. And we thought it would be very nice to organize something to celebrate that. And we all know the gay parade in Amsterdam. It's a big parade with a lot of boats. And we thought 3 years ago to do something like that. And we started quite small. And in the meanwhile, it's growing bigger and bigger. And this year, about 24 boats are sailing with us. So we're very proud of that. If you want to take part with a boat or want to be on a boat, you have to reserve. You can contact us at Leeuwarden Studiestad, but you can also join us at the festival. You can walk in. That's free. That's okay. Everyone is welcome, and you can wave at us during the parade, of course. 26th of May, you are all invited to join us at the Pride at the canals of Leeuwarden.
Today with us in the studio are Elke and Anna, who know more about the Pride Parade. We're going to talk with them about the Pride, what makes it unique, and the activities that will take place. So we're going to start off with Anna. And,
Hello.
So, can you tell us a bit about who you are?
Yes, I am Anna Sallói. I'm from Hungary, and I'm a first-year student at MEM. I'm at publishing, and I am gay.
Okay, so next question is, why are you going to this parade?
Actually, to have fun, to meet with amazing people. Well, I don't know the community in the Netherlands yet, so I want to meet them, and mostly to have fun. Yeah, it's a huge party, so I want to see how it goes in the Netherlands.
It's really nice that you want to meet the community here in the Netherlands. So, of this event, the central theme is freedom, and how do you interpret that? What does freedom mean to you?
Well, freedom for me is not being judged for who I love or even to care about my sexuality. I don't want to feel ashamed about it. Freedom for me, it's more like equality, I would say. I just want to feel equal and not too special or something, just like, I don't know, totally casually feel about this, yeah.
That sounds beautiful, thank you. Okay, moving on to Elke. So I understand that you created this item.
Yes.
Why did you create this item?
Well, we created this item to make the students aware that there is a gay pride in Leeuwarden, and we want to make them aware of that the gay pride stands for diversity, that it stands for loving yourself and being who you are, and that it's okay, and we wanted to make that clear to the students in Leeuwarden.
That's a very beautiful message. So are there any additional events that take place?
Yeah, well, you have the big canal parade with the boats and the celebrations, and there's this big after party, which you saw in the video as well. And there's a lot of parties, and there are a lot of additional events like parties and stuff, and just about enjoying the day.
So what does this event make so unique compared to Amsterdam, for instance?
Well, Amsterdam is, of course, we all know Amsterdam is really crowded, it's really big, it's in the media all the time. And the Leeuwarden Gay Pride is really for, you go there with a reason. You go there for, you want to be yourself. It's not about only the partying, but you go there for a specific reason. Loving yourself and diversity.
Are you going to attend as well?
No, I'm not going to attend because I will be at home.
Okay, so it's going to happen on the 26th of May?
It's going to happen on the 26th of May and everybody is invited.
Okay, well that sounds very interesting and I'll definitely try to be there. Thank you very much. In the next video we will show you Jasper Reitsma. He is a Dutch singer and songwriter and will tell you something about his music.
is Jasper, I'm 24 years old. I'm currently a MEM student at Stenden. I used to study the conservatory in Groningen. I play about 8 different instruments, my main being guitar. When I got into music, that's really hard to say. My parents always told me that I was born with like drumsticks in my hand because I was always tapping stuff and always making rhythms. And then I first walked into a music store when I was about 4 and I fell in love with the guitar, and I just haven't really stopped since. I've been going through some rough times 5 years ago, and I needed an emotional outlet. I just needed to be able to either put something on paper, make something with my hands, just let it out in a way that was, you know, constructive and not self-destructive. And I think that inspired me to write songs. The song I'm going to play this Thursday, it's called Thank You. It's a singer-songwriter genre with heavy pop influences. It's actually a song that's very, very dear to me. It's a song I've written about, I'd say a year and a half ago, when I just got some really bad news. My family just heard that my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And I don't know, something inside of me just broke at that moment, and the first thing I did was I ran upstairs, I grabbed my guitar, and I just started writing all the things that were going through my mind, just like how is it going to be in the future, will he even recognize me, but also about all the things that he did for me as a kid. So I just wanted to write a thank you before he might even forget, you know, my name, and I just want to say thank you to him. The feeling I want to convey is kind of a bittersweet melancholy, meaning that there's both happiness and acceptance, but also a sadness inside of it. I think what best conveys that is the bridge. The lyrics are, when your memories fade away, I want you to know that you'll be okay. Like the autumn leaves, it's not your fault when you fall. I'll be there for you like you were for me when you raised me up when I was on my knees. It's time for me to show you all that I learned from you. That transitions back into the chorus, which is basically just, you are my father, I am your son. And I know it's not much, but I just want to thank you for all that you've done. And that just sums up what I want to convey in this song. Just a thank you. I'm accepting that he's fallen ill. I know that it's not his fault, and that I'll be there for him whenever he needs me, like it was for me. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today. I'm gonna sing thank you, and I hope you enjoy it.
So here's Jasper with his song, Thank You.
Will you remember my name? Will it take that away as well? I know it's not your fault and it's not stoppable, but I'd hope we'd stay the same. When you look at my face, I know you're trying to say being brave, but it's not the same now. It's no fair game when we're running out of time. And you are my father, I am your son, and you are the reason I'm and I have become. And you are my father, and I am your son. I know we've done. I keep them safe in my mind so I can pass them on. And from father to son, no, your lessons never die. And you are my father, I am your son. No, you are the reason and I have become. When your memories fade away, I want you to know that you're made okay. Like the autumn leaves, it's not your fault when you fall. I'll be there for you, like you were for me. When you raised me up, when I was on my knees, it's time for me to show you all that I'm learning from you. 'Cause you are my father, and I am your son. You are the reason I'm the man I have become. And you are my father, I am your son. I know it's not much, but I want to thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, Jesper. It was very beautiful. So moving on to the next item we will present is about the Central Brew, which is located in the Central Hall of NHL Stenden. They use fair trade products for their delicious coffee.
My name is Lieneke van der Wal. I'm 33 years old and I work here as a practical instructor for the International Hospitality Management, the hotel school. My place is over here in the coffee corner, Central Brew, where I guide the students each day.
And can you tell us about your day here at the coffee corner?
Yes, of course. We're open each day from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm always here in the mornings to help the students start up. We get all of our stuff, the cookies, the pastries, the orange juice, the lemon waters, orange waters, everything we get from the canteen. They make all the stuff for us, and the cookies and the pastries, the pies, they're all made in our production kitchen. So each morning I get all the products that I need from the canteen and the production kitchen, and then I come over here and help the students start up, explain the coffee machine, and make sure that they know enough when I leave around 12 o'clock to take care of the rest of the afternoon.
And who is your target group?
Well, our target group is of course everybody who enters this school building. Our focus is equally on students as it is on employees. But on Instagram I also like that we have followers from outside the school.
All right. And what is your unique selling point?
Well, I think one of our unique selling points is that we are busy with thinking about all of our suppliers. Not only in Central Brew, but also in Canteen and Café If. We think about all of our suppliers, all of our products, and we base them on the Dutch cuisine concept.
And finally, what role does fair trade play for your company?
Well, it plays a very big role, but it's only one small part of the total concept of Dutch cuisine. We like to have it fair trade, but it's only just such a small part because we like the products to be fair in total. So not only fair in other countries, but also making sure that the product is fair. So making sure that there are no additives in it, and the sugar is at a minimum of the minimum. So that's why we have all these delicious cookies, and they're made from scratch in our production kitchen. So that's really nice to have that also. Our pastries, each morning they're baked or freshly, the croissants and the chocolate buns. But we also have our own waters, the orange juices, all fresh, made from delicious kind of stuff, from fresh suppliers. And we use the right coffee beans from our fair trade deliverant supplier from Pesa. So come by, taste our coffee, because we think we're the best. Cheers.
So our next guest is Svetlina, a Bulgarian first-year student which is studying hospitality management here at NHL Stenden. And she works at the Central Brew. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So as we could have seen in the video, there was a lot of talk about the Dutch cuisine concept. What exactly does this mean?
Actually, Dutch cuisine concept is very simple. It's a manner of production, the things that we have here. Actually, nowadays, the world became as a big village, so we can reach easily different kind of ingredients and we can learn from the other cultures. So Dutch kitchen mostly use different types of doing some things. They try to learn from other cultures how they can cook in different ways. So that is the most important thing. And with different cooking techniques, we have different ingredients that are really exotic, and we put them in our dishes to enhance the flavor and also to support all of the ingredients that are typical for the Dutch kitchen, such as vegetables, fruits, domestic meat, and fish as well. On the other hand, Dutch cuisine is known about the environmental friendly concept, that we want to have more biological products to support all of the farmers around the cities, and also to try as much as possible to deliver real delicious food from farmers that are near to the cities. On the other hand, we talk about that we serve tomatoes when it's spring or summer, not in the winter. So that is the basic concept of it.
Sounds like a very smart concept to use just local products indeed. So how are you trying to achieve this kind of concept and maintain it? Because as you just mentioned, tomatoes in winter, that's kind of hard. How do you try to juggle this?
You know, there are not only tomatoes, there are a whole variety of vegetables that we can use, and there are different vegetables in different seasons. So our food is seasonal. And also we try to put some exotic flavors. We do everything from scratch because Central Brew is part of the facilities in Stenden. So we have canteen, also restaurant. They have some things that they cannot use, then we use it. So we reuse everything. And for example, the cookies and also the juices. We made different kind of juices. So, yeah.
Well, it sounds very delicious and also very smart to use your products like this. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Now we're going to move on to the next item, where we will show you a video about the party in Club Hemingway. This will take place on the 19th of May. In the video, we will talk with students about the club and about the party.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and we're doing the Off the Wall segment for the podcast. As our event, we picked the international party coming up this Saturday in Club Hemingway. Well, let's see what other people have to say about that. Hi, I'm Michelle, and we're doing the Off the Wall segment for the podcast. Have you ever been to Hemingway?
Yes, I've been there multiple times.
How do you like it?
It's almost a lot of fun. It's my favorite club here in Leeuwarden. I would say the music is really good and the shots are cheap.
Did you know that there's a new party coming up called the International Party?
No, actually haven't heard about it.
Are you curious to see what it is about, or do you want to go there?
Sure, it definitely sounds interesting. Like I said, I haven't heard about it, but Hemingway is always fun, and if you go there with some friends, it's probably a lot of fun.
Cool, thanks. Have you ever been to Hemingway?
Yep. Yeah, we've partied there a couple of times, and yeah, I think overall it's really nice. The atmosphere, it's really good, and especially when there are a lot of people, because it's like an international club and you can see people from all around the world, so that's really nice.
Yeah, I really like it because I think it's the most international of all clubs available in Leeuwarden.
Did you know that there's another international party coming up?
Really? When?
This Saturday. I have the poster here. What do you think of it?
Well,
I don't know, looks kind of erotic to me, if
yeah,
I'm honest.
it seems mysterious, kind of. I mean, the concept should be
But the
different.
poster looks very different to what it normally looks like.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're trying something new. We should check it out.
Should we go?
Yeah. I mean,
we're gonna hand in all of the assignments on
Yeah.
Friday and the parties on Saturday. Yeah.
so yeah, we can definitely.
Okay, nice. Well, thanks for your time. Have you ever been to Hemingway?
Yes.
And did you like it?
Yeah.
What did you like about it?
There are a lot of international people and I always meet someone I know, so that's really nice, and I often go there with my friends.
Speaking of international, did you know that there's an international party coming up this weekend actually?
No, not yet.
Okay, so there's a picture of the poster. What do you think of it?
Yeah, actually I don't really know what the party will be about. I mean, it's a very interesting poster, but it doesn't really say anything about the party.
So are you curious? Do you want to go there?
Yes, I would go there to find out what it is about.
Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for your time. So, with that said, let's go back into the studio where the organizers of the event have more details and maybe can tell us a little bit more about what the event is really about.
Simona and Joanna are international hospitality management students, and they are organizing the party in Club Hemingway. So girls, thank you for being here today. So let's dive right into the interview. Since when are you involved in planning and organizing these events?
We are involved since the early 2016, and we are almost organizing these events already 3 years, I think.
Oh wow,
yes.
That's a very long time. So how did you start this process?
So, to say it a little bit shorter, we both were working in Hemingway and we were missing something, and then we of course came to the conclusion that it's home. And for every international person who is in Stenden, who is in Leeuwarden, I think this is the same reason. And we came together and we said, let's do international party. It is international club, but there is no international parties.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit together and we said we're gonna make a party which includes all kind of music from all around the world. And actually we made home away from home.
That sounds very beautiful, such a beautiful initiative. So besides these international parties, are there also other parties you organize?
We are organizing also Balkan Party because this is not that broad, but we know a lot of Eastern European people who actually don't have their music here, and they're coming to Club Hemingway. So yeah, we decided to do something more specific for them also, and yeah.
I'm currently working, but I think Shio can also say something more about besides the international parties. What you
Yes, I'm also having a foundation, charity foundation. It's called Townships Foundation, and we are organizing fundraising events.
Oh wow!
And we are raising money for our projects. So yes, we help people. We have also one really big event, Stenden University. With Stenden University fights World Hunger on 7th of June. So feel invited, everybody.
That sounds really nice.
Yes.
So just very short, what do you think is the best thing about organizing these events?
I think the best thing is that when you're busy for so long to organize, and then you see so many people, like they have to wait on the queue, or yeah, they just have to wait, and they have to wait for the other person to take his jacket so he can put it there, and it's very, very, very nice.
So
And the fact that we are both almost every day in Stenden, and we are meeting the people, and they're really greeting us about the parties we are organizing, and that they say that they actually really felt like they're back in home, and the music and the atmosphere itself, and to hear something like that from the people and that they are happy, I think this is the most important fact.
You should come this Saturday and see it yourself. This Saturday we have international parties, so
well, now I'm very curious
it.
about it, so I will definitely try to come. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So this was our broadcast for today. I hope you all enjoyed the different topics that were discussed. I hope to see you next time.